Using this rain day as a chance to get caught up on some chores, mainly the vermicompost. I have let this get a little bit out of control. We got some seeds sprouting in here, but the worms are pretty happy. I'm just going to put a new layer on and mix up some new bedding for them. I got this composter online with the worms probably like 8 or 9 years ago now, and they've been going strong. This thing has been super useful for composting veggies in the winter. It works great in a small space. If you do it right, you don't have to deal with any sort of smell, and you get great compost out of it. This is absolutely something that everybody could be and should be doing if you're not already vermicomposting. The directions on this are right on the lid. You can kind of see all that. Ideal temperature. Basically, sort of similar to regular composting, 50% kitchen scraps or greens and 50% fiber or some kind of brown material to keep the smell down and make sure that this is breaking down properly. 1 pound worms, half a pound food. You kind of want to chop it up small for them, as small as possible, sometimes throwing it in a blender even. But chopping it's fine. And I mean, I throw big stuff in too, like the corn cobs. They love eating those. It's kind of like a nice big playground for them. Some mold that they're eating. I'm just ripping up some of these egg cartons right now. I was shredding them in this, but it's just easier to rip them up. They don't need to be that small. I have some paper in here too, some brown paper shopping bags. This makes a really nice bedding for the worms. It's a great way to get rid of those materials too instead of throwing them away. This is dried cocoa fiber. This makes up the other component of the worm bedding. This is just a really nice inert material. It holds moisture in the composter. We're going to soak this before we add this to the compost. These are the other two components of worm bedding. We have perlite and vermiculite, and these both help aerate the compost and let it drain better. I'm going to remove the finished compost from the lower 2 tiers of this composter, and then I'm gonna fill an empty one with this new bedding and some of the food from the top tier, and be done. Wanted to do a little update after the worms had a new layer added to the compost. Here's what they look like. They're settling in. Super happy. As you can see, I've put in quite a lot of food that they're starting to work through. They love the corn cobs. That's really good food for them. And then I just we've been cooking a lot of butternut lately, so you can see a few of them have actually started to sprout. And when they sprout, I just pluck them out, throw them back in for food. Nice simple food grown right in the spot where the worms are, nice and easy. Yeah, so that's what vermicompost looks like. That's the process. This is what it looks like after. It's probably been 2 weeks since I filmed that first part of this video. So 2 weeks later. Looking good.